Hey everyone, it's Amy from thecrazycraftlady.com. Today I'm going to share with you what I like to call the lazy girl method for painting furniture. It's a no sanding, no priming method, which means prep is super quick, and all the paints that you're going to use are water-based instead of oil-based, which means that washing your paintbrushes and rollers is going to be a breeze, and you don't have to worry about any harsh fumes or special ventilation that's going to be needed. So let's get painting. For this project, I decided to paint this little IKEA shelf that was eventually going to be part of a dining room table IKEA hack. So I'm sorry it's not a big fancy before and after reveal. We're just going to go from the IKEA gray to black so that the shelf coordinates with all of my other furniture. When painting IKEA furniture, I tend to prefer painting all of the furniture pieces first and then I assemble. This really only works when you are buying unassembled furniture brand new. If you buy something off Craigslist or something that's pre-assembled, it makes more sense to paint the furniture already in one piece. It just means that you have more nooks, crannies, and corners to watch out for and make sure that paint doesn't drip or pool and dry. You can see here that you don't need a special workspace for painting. I ended up just laying all of the shelf pieces on a flattened IKEA cardboard box in my living room. For this painting process, you need 3 products: a liquid sandpaper or deglosser, milk paint, and the clear protective finish. I prefer the General Finishes brand and clear finish, which I will link to below. I buy my General Finishes paints at my local woodcraft store. The staff there is always super knowledgeable and helpful, but you can order online if you don't have a store nearby. First things first, you want to be sure your furniture piece is clean to begin with. Since I started with a brand new piece of furniture from IKEA, I went straight to the liquid sandpaper for this. I just wear rubber gloves and grab a scrub cloth. You just saturate the cloth and wipe down a section of the furniture. As you move between different sections or areas of the furniture, you want to be sure that you are using a fresh, clean section of cloth. This means that if you are painting a larger or more intricate piece, you may end up using 2 or 3 scrub cloths. Use a good quality paintbrush, or else I recommend using a foam roller. On this project, I used an angled brush for the paint and a foam roller for the clear top coat. You'll notice there is no sanding and no priming. Because I used the liquid sandpaper, I don't need to sand. And milk paint is such a high quality paint that you don't need to prime. I have used this exact same milk paint on shelves for my kids' playroom, and 2 years later there's not a scratch on them. This paint is seriously the real deal. I had complete coverage with this paint in 3 coats. I sped it up and skipped the dry time between coats. I usually wait 4 hours between coats, so you will spend considerably more time waiting for paint to dry than you will actually painting. And here's what my shelves look like after each coat. Also, don't feel like you need to wash your paintbrush between coats. I like to wrap the end of my brush or my foam roller cover in a damp paper towel, and then I just stick the whole thing in a plastic bag in the fridge. If you're going to finish your painting project within a few days, this is a great way to skip all of that unnecessary washing. After my 3 coats of black paint had dried, it was time for the top coat to protect my shelf. I love General Finishes High Performance Top Coat in Satin. I've used it on several furniture pieces. Since it's water-based, it goes on without any fumes and cleanup is a breeze. Once it's dried, it's incredibly durable and washes up well. Before I assembled my shelf, I had to take care of paint that had pooled in the shelf peg holes. For this, I like to use a pen blade to scrape away any dried paint, but you could use a razor blade just as well. That's it, my lazy girl method for painting furniture. Like I've said, I've used this method on furniture pieces for my kids, so I know the finish holds up well. The only thing that you're really limited by are the hues of milk paint that are offered, but I've never found that to be a real issue. I hope you enjoyed this painting tutorial. Until next time, happy making.